Hi, this is John with ASC Industrial Air, and this video is entitled Turbocharging Your Trimist Unit. In many instances, your trimist units might be working, and if they're working, you're going to have two solid indicator lights. So I'll turn this on for a sec. And I got to tighten the door here. But once the unit is on and running, you're going to see two indicator lights that are on. In a factory setting, if those two indicator lights are on, but you're still getting mist coming up through the top, well, there's a few options you can do to boost the filtration power. The first one is you can add a post filter. And the post filter sits on the top, and it is it's a MERV rating, so it's designed to handle wet mist, which is the application that you would have with a trimist unit. And it'll sit on the top of the unit and get extra filtration for any of that mist that just gets blown through. It comes with clamps that can just bolt onto the side, so it installs easily, and it usually lasts a good 6 months before you have to replace it. The other options you might have, and this is the same instance where the indicator lights are both working and you're getting smoke on the top. We can improve the, prior to the electrostatic cells, we can improve the mesh filters. And in this instance, with this machine, this is a Trimist AE50, there's two electrostatic cells and then there's two mesh filters prior to the electrostatic cells. And the mesh filters, if you take a look, they're pretty porous. I don't know if the camera's going to show, but you could pretty much see right through that. So the filtration is not that great. It's designed really to knock down any big chips that might come up and get into the electrostatic cell. There's two filters that are exactly the same. What you could do is, you can, keeping the first filter in place, you can add a Dacron filter. It's the same shape or size, and it'll slide between the two mesh filters. And that'll knock down a lot of, it takes a little harder to push it in, but once it fits in place, everything kind of holds tight, and it'll improve the efficiency, and it'll keep the electrostatic cells a little bit cleaner so they can get more of that finer mist, which is what they're designed to filter out. There's also another option. You don't necessarily have to install the mesh filter back into the unit. Apologies here, it's a little tight to get out, but this second mesh filter can also be used, and there's another mesh filter that can go in place. Rather than this mesh filter, you can use an impinger section. And an impinger section is just going to knock some of the heavier oil down back to the Dacron filter and extend the life of the cells. These filters have drains on the side, so you're going to put these facing down. And again, you gotta, if you have a Dacron filter in place, you just got to work to kind of slide it over and feed it into the back. So once the cell is in place, you have the original pre-filter, then you have the Dacron filter, then you have the impinger, and you have the potential to put the oilless post filter on top, and that'll improve the efficiency. Now if we go back to what I initially had said at the beginning of the video, which is both indicator lights are on and you're still getting blow through, well, you might have a situation where the indicator lights are not on. And in that situation, you're going to have to determine whether you have a bad power pack or you have a faulty cell. Regarding, you have to control your variables here, as I like to say. So in order to determine whether the power pack is bad or not, the first thing you want to do is take out both collection cells from the machine. Close the door, lock it. You have to make sure to bypass the safety switch. You could do that with a screwdriver, but for this video, we're going to close the door. If your indicator lights go on, like they are in this instance, then I know my power pack is working, and it might have a problem with one of my cells, or both. The way to determine that first is to determine whether the cell is dirty or clean. You can tell if the cell is dirty. If there's oil coming all through the fins, then you need to clean the cell, and that could be done with the Cell Soak 2000. It's a detergent we sell, or a service that we offer, a cell exchange, where we swap out your dirty cells with clean ones. But if the cell is dirty and there's oil in between these fins, what's going to happen is they're going to ground out because the electricity is going to charge the opposite fins, and it's going to ground out the cell. What you need to do is clean the cell. Now, if the cell is clean but it appears damaged, one of the fins maybe is bent, what we have is, it's a tool, and it's over here, and it's a comb. We call it Fonzie arc block, and we call it Fonzie because, like the movie Happy Days, if Fonzie would hit the jukebox, it would make it work. Well, if you put this in, these cells start to work. And what it's doing is, it's, as you slide it in place, it is stabilizing the fins that may be bent. And that allows the collection cell the fins to stay straight, and they don't touch, they don't arc. So the Fonzie, the comb here, will slide in between the fins and stop the cell from arcing. And that is an option as well. The other option, if you still have an indicator light that doesn't go on, and you determine that the cell is bad, but in addition the power pack is bad, and the overall condition of the unit is not that good, you have an option to change it from an electrostatic filtration system to a media. And what we sell is, it's a MERV rated filter that is the same size and dimension as the electrostatic cell, and that could slide into place in lieu of the electrostatic cell. The unit will not work with the same efficiency. However, you'll still get some filtration where maybe in your instance you were not getting any because the power pack was broken or the cell was so damaged beyond cleaning or repair. This might be a quick fix option. You'll still get some filtration, you just will not get the same as the electrostatic. If you have any other questions, we can be reached, and thanks again for the time. This is John with ASC Industrial Air Filtration.